Hello and welcome to today's video here on Cash Fixes Cars. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do an oil change on a 1.8 turbo Volkswagen Passat. This video will show you all the tools that you need and all the supplies to do this yourself at home. Let's get right into it. First thing to do is to safely get your car up in the air so you could work under it. I like to use ramps for this. I think it's the easiest method, but you could also use a jack and jack stands if you prefer. Before you do this, you want to make sure your car is up to temperature so that oil is nice and hot, and that will make it drain really easily. Underneath the car here, there's the splash pan, and there's a series of fasteners we have to remove. These are T25s, all the way down the end there. And then back here, there's a bigger fastener that I believe is a T45. Now we can get the splash guard down and out of place. And now we have access to our oil drain bolt, which is right here. But before I crack that, I'm going to go up above and remove the oil fill cap so air could rush in and this will drain faster. To get to the oil fill cap, we'll pop our hood. And then we'll open up the hood. There's a little lever right here in the center that you push up on that will release the hood. That's this right here. Our oil fill cap is right here, so we'll crack that loose and get that out of the way. Our oil filter is right here, but we'll do that in a minute after we drain the engine oil. Now we're going to crack our oil drain bolt. That's right here. Again, this is a T45 fastener. I got a glove on here. You could do it without a glove, but you might get oil on your hand. And we'll crack this loose. That's actually already dripping oil out, but we could spin this out by hand. And then once you're at the ends of the threads, you could pull it away and just let the oil drain out. To get full access to this filter, it's easier to just pop this cap off of your engine, get below it, put some pressure on. As you can see at each corner, there's a grommet they're going to pop up and out of place, and then this cover will come off. There are a few different ways you could remove this. You could use a band style clamp that goes around the housing, but the easiest way is to get the proper size socket. In this case, I'm going to use a 32mm socket, and we could crack that loose and just spin this out of place. Once you're at the ends of the threads, you can lift this straight up, let it drip into that housing a little bit so you don't make a mess, and then take this out and put it down on some cardboard. So now we need to replace the filter cartridge that's in this housing here. This is going to be our new filter here. I have filters and oil and all the parts and tools that you need linked down below. But this is what your filter looks like. It also has this O-ring that we'll replace. First, we'll remove this filter from the housing. To do that, I just used a screwdriver to coax it out of place there. And then we could pull this right out. To put the new one in, you're going to slide that down over this and press it down into place until it clicks in just like that. Next, we're going to remove the O-ring that's in this slot here. You could use a pick to carefully get behind it and get that out of place. As you can see, it's taken me a second here because I'm being extra careful to not dig into the housing with this pick, because then the next O-ring might not seal. So you want to be careful. You'll get that O-ring off there, and then you can get your new one in place. I have some oil on my hands, so I'm just going to lightly wipe that onto the O-ring to help it go into place and help it seat. And we're going to get that back into place where we just removed that old one. And now this is ready to go back into the car. To put this back into the car, we're going to put this plunger thing straight down where it came from. And then we could screw in our housing. Go ahead and bottom that out and just give it a little bit of a tug like that just to snug it up. Now our oil filter is changed. I'm going to wipe this down with a paper towel, and then we'll put our plug-in down below. Now we could put our drain plug back in place. There is a crush washer on here, which is designed to help seal that plug. You're supposed to replace these at every oil change. To get this back in place, it's going to thread in just like a normal bolt. And I'm going to tighten this up by hand and then just snug it up a little bit with the ratchet. There's that, and now I'm going to torque it down. Torque spec on this is 22 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, you could just snug that down pretty good, but just be careful that you don't strip out that thread. Now we're going to put the splash guard back in place. I'm not going to go over this in extreme detail. All you have to do is put the screws back in that you took out earlier. So we'll get that in, line the screws up, and tighten them down. The best thing to do now is to check your manual for oil capacities. As you can see, the 1.8 turbo, which is what we're working on here, is 5.8 quarts or 5.5 liters. And then use this guide right here in your manual to use the dipstick to confirm that your oil's at the proper level. I'll quickly walk you through that, but basically those bottom lines there mean the oil's too low. Those top of the blue lines there mean your oil's in a good range. And if you're up at the A, your oil is too high. Now we could fill up our engine. You could put 5.5 quarts in. I like to sneak up on it and check the dipstick, but you'll be pretty safe to put 5 liters in. So one of these jugs right here. I will say it's hard to get a funnel into this fill cap, so I have to hold the funnel and jug separate, or just pour straight in with the jug. Now we filled this up with 5 liters, so 1 big jug plus half of a small 1 liter jug for our 5.5 liter capacity. Now I'm going to put that oil fill cap back on just like that. Now you could check your dipstick, make sure there's oil on it, and then start up the car, and I'll show you how to check that level. Now you can check your oil level to make sure there's oil on the stick. To do that, you'll pull your dipstick straight out. Now you're going to wipe down your oil dipstick and insert that back into the engine. Make sure it's fully seated down. Then you could pull it out. You want your oil range between where my finger is right there and right there. I like to try to get it closest to the top, but not above that max line. As long as there's oil on the stick, you could start up your engine, put the car on flat ground, let it run for a minute, then you'll turn it off and do the same procedure on that stick. Again, you want your oil at least in the top half of that cross-hatched range. I prefer to get it as close to the top of that as possible. Now I'm going to go ahead and put this cover back on. And press down all 4 corners so they pop, and that cover will be nice and secured. As you can see here, if we click into service there and go to info, it says we need an oil change in 2,000 miles or 61 days, but in our case we just did this, so we want to reset it. I am going to do a separate video on the inspection reset because that's a different process that requires more tools. To reset your service interval, you could hold this button over here and then turn your key to the on position. And then it says, do you really want to reset oil service? Now you could go ahead and click OK on the steering wheel and it will say service reset. As you can see, the inspection's still here. Again, I'm going to do a separate video on that because that requires a different scan tool. But if you click OK, click down to service and info, you could see that that interval right there has been reset. That's going to wrap up this video. If you're looking to do your own oil change, I have all the supplies and tools linked down below. Subscribe so you don't miss those, and thank you for watching.